My name is Katie Tolbold. I am the Recreation Specialist at Sears Park Recreation Center, and today I'm here to talk to you a little bit about the history of Scarborough Park. The City of Abilene purchased land between Little Elm Creek and Hartford from Mr. W.S. Wagley because there was no park on the west side of town. A little over 30 acres was purchased May 28, 1956, and the park was named Hartford Park after Hartford Drive that ran past the park. Later the name was changed to Dallas Scarborough Park in honor of former mayor and his wife, Mr. and Mrs. Dallas Scarborough. Dallas Scarborough was mayor from 1919 to 1923. He was the first mayor to acquire land to make a park in Abilene. He persuaded a law client of his, H.H. Cobb, to donate land that later became known as Cobb Park. Also, during his time as mayor, he bought land to grow the size of Fair Park, which is now called Rose Park. Mr. and Mrs. Dallas Scarborough were very influential leaders in Abilene. As mayor, Mr. Scarborough pushed for positive growth in Abilene Parks. He started a Parks Advisory Council and was one of the first board members on the state's Park Advisory Board. Mrs. Scarborough was heavily involved in Abilene Parks. Mr. Grover Nelson even called her the mother of the Abilene Parks Board. She had a massive role in creating the Parks and Recreation Board. She served on the board from 1941 to 1956. She served as the president of the board for 4 years. She served in other roles as well, such as secretary, vice president, and historian. Mrs. Scarborough wore other hats as well. She was involved in many other associations to help promote recreation in Abilene. It is stated that Mrs. Scarborough received a certification from the National Recreation Association, naming her the mother of recreation in Abilene. A few years after Scarborough Park came to be, Western Little League requested from the City of Abilene for a baseball field to be built so that they could host games for their 8 to 12-year-old boys. The field was placed on the northeast corner of Scarborough Park once the contract was made between the city and Western Little League. A playground was added in 1990 and renovations were made in 2008. After an approved parks bond in 2015, an aquatic splash pad was added in 2016. Its grand opening day was August 18th. This 3,000 square foot aquatic playground features 20 interactive spray features. This splash pad recycles 90% of the water. It recaptures it, treats, and recirculates it. So that's a little history about Scarborough Park. Again, my name is Katie, and I hope you learned something about the history of Abilene Parks.